make its mind up today between a bit of rain and the sun. So I hope you're all well. It's been I don't know, it's been a strange week for me. I haven't managed to sort of like put the time aside to catch up with my subs. I'm way behind on them. I know I've got a load of Robert Coopers and a load of Dave at DPNH Tech. I've got loads of videos that I should have watched. It's just been, I don't know really. I mean, I've been playing around with this trail cam a lot, which has been quite a learning curve really. It's and the learning curve is sort of placement and the file size you choose and the mode that you choose and things like that. It's getting it all just nicely sort of right. Now I'm finding with trees, when it's breezy, it's getting triggered a lot. So from that point of view, you need to sort of like avoid especially large video files, because this will go right up to 1080. You know, I mean, the footage quality isn't fantastic. You know, you couldn't use it for vlogging or, you know, just filming things in general. You know, this is designed to capture what's going on in a remote area sort of thing. But other than that, it's you know, it's a nice device. It was strange. One night, I'm not sure what triggered it. One night, you know, it could have just been one of the tree branches. You know, there might have been a sudden breeze that just made it suddenly sort of like kick in. But it did actually pick up while it was like that. I'm pretty sure was rats out on the front road, because obviously you're going to get them, especially on a night time, because it was too quick for hedgehogs, even though hedgehogs are pretty quick. But what you could see was a couple of pairs of eyes, but they were like outside the hedge, so I'm pretty sure it wasn't them that had triggered it, even though it is possible, because they weren't really close enough for the IR lights to pick them up. So it's all a bit strange really. I mean, this is definitely something that you put in the middle of nowhere where there's very little motion unless something goes by. You know, I mean, it's what, they're about £70 to buy. And I could see sort of like, you know, an estate buying sort of half a dozen of them for the gamekeeper, or, you know, make sure that people aren't poaching and stuff like that, you know, or to find out where the fox is going, because obviously the fox is a pest. It, you know, I mean, I'm not one for fox hunting. I think that's quite a cruel sport, but you know, certainly eradicating them with the use of a gun, because they can cause a lot of loss of money and that from time to time. But you know, that's the sort of thing it's for, and it's you know, it's impressive. I mean, I mean, for the likes of me, somebody in the town, city, whatever, you know, I mean, if I still had my cat, I did used to get some hedgehogs that used to come and eat the leftovers cat food during the night, you know, but obviously Smokey passed away some time ago now. But yeah, it's, I don't know, it's a strange piece of kit that for me I'd be using it more just because I've got it, you know. So I suppose it'd be interesting as a security cam to see who was coming to your door during the day and stuff like that. But yeah, I've had to put it in the trees. I'm having to put it on the lowest sensitivity possible, because it's got 3 sensitivity settings. I'm having to put it on low sensitivity so that branch movements in the trees don't particularly set it off too much. But yeah, I'm sort of enjoying getting to grips with it and that really. So, and you know, I mean, that's been one of the main things I've been sort of playing around with. What else? I don't know really. It's been a bit of a blur. I can't even really remember much of what's gone on during the week, to be honest. It's just, we've had the usual sort of grandkids. I had grandkids for. We looked after the youngest one for a couple of days while my daughter just nipped into work, because obviously the schools have got SATs and things like that going on. And what else? We've had the second youngest one a couple of nights, stayed over. So yeah, it's been sort of all going in many respects. Obviously now that I'm at home a lot more, I'm doing some of the stuff that our carers would normally do. So I'm going and doing any bits of shopping, picking the wife's medications or that sort of thing, So I also had to go and pick some stuff up from the old workplace to get it out of the way. That was like a bench that was going to my son's house. Been to my daughter's house, got her car rolling. What happened was, because it's been stood so long, the battery was totally flat and I had to change the wheel first. So getting the wheel changed, and then I don't have a jump pack. Asked a friend if they had one, they didn't have one either, so it was a case of I had to use jump leads from my car to hers, and I'm not kidding when I say it took probably about an hour to get it started. My car was ticking over for a whole hour, I think, and that was purely because obviously it's been stood so long, so the battery was totally flat. You were getting nothing out of it at all, not even a murmur. Even the dash lights weren't coming on. That's how flat it was. And plus thrown into the mix is the fact that this car is one of those big Kia Sedonas, and it's a 3 litre diesel engine, and this car is only a 1.9, a 2 litre basically. So you can imagine the size of my battery compared to the battery on my daughter's car, and trying to get it enough charge in it to turn over a 3 litre diesel engine. So, but yeah, I got there eventually, so we got it started, and I followed her down to town, went and dropped it off, because obviously it was booked in for this MOT to make it legal to drive it down there. And they're going to do the work on it and get it all up and running again. The only bit that we need to find out about is the handbrake, because they couldn't quote on the handbrake without stripping it down. So it's an automatic, so it'll all be tied into the gearbox, and it could be expensive. So we need to find out more about that, really. So yeah, it's just, it's been all go and what have you. Just, you only remember sort of bits of it, don't you? I don't know if that came through. It was like a howl. Oh dear. I tried that trail camera. I tried it in the backyard last night just to see if it picked anything up. And I was expecting like possibly a rat. As I do know, we did have them under the wooden shed for a while. But the dogs seem to have driven them out, I think, because I remember the dogs used to go mental at the shed every now and then, but I don't think we've got any anymore, because I got absolutely nothing. It came back with 0 files. So yeah, I'll put it back out front again, I think, and keep just trying different areas around the front yard and what have you. But yeah, it's like I say, it's a bit of a learning curve with that sort of thing. But it's interesting, definitely interesting. So. But yeah, I hope to get the review up on that soon, and a load of other stuff. I've got about 6 things going on right now. Other stuff on the way as always. Just had a Actually, I just had some firm on wanting me to review their speaker, and I think sometimes they've just gone through like Amazon reviews and thought, oh look, he reviews stuff, so we'll offer him. But it's, I don't know, because it's the link they've sent me is from Amazon.com, so I don't even know, I haven't even checked to see if the product's on Amazon UK yet, so. But it's strange that it's come through on a Sunday like that, even from China. Most of the Chinese ones, I don't get anything at this sort of time of the week, so it's a little unusual. But I'll go and answer it. I'll usually just say like, well, you know, just I'm UK, and they also want me to pay 80%. No. If you want it reviewed, I'll review it. I'll do it seriously. Send me it for free. You know, other than that, it's not happening. So we'll see what they say. Chances are they won't be happy, but we'll see. So I'm just trying to think. There was something bothering me, and I cannot remember what it was. Not for the life of me. Potatoes are up to boil anyway. So, nice ending to the day. What more can you wish for? Is there anything you don't like about summer? Yes. The flies are coming back. They do my head in. But that's a lovely ending to the day. Apart from the neighbour's dogs barking. Yeah, it's quite a nice evening actually. It's warmish. I'm not sure what the temperature is outside. It's probably about, I don't know, 15, 16 degrees, something like that. Yeah, everything's, I mean, a lot of our stuff's finished blossoming now, but, you know, some of the stuff's still blooming. I mean, there's a couple of houses over, there's an apple tree that's in bloom. That's an apple over there as well, that's still in bloom. But obviously you don't really get your apples till after the summer, really. But, you know, as the summer's coming to an end, that's when you start seeing your apples. But, yeah, it's been an okay day. I mean, you're starting to get cherries on our tree now. They're just starting to show through the cherries. Blackcurrants are done. They grow and the birds eat them straight away. But, yeah, I'm not sure how that's going to do this year, the buddleia. I cut a fair old chunk off, give it a right good slashing, and I left a bit left on that lilac just to get some growth back in it for the year, and I'll lop some off that when next year comes. I'll just lop a good chunk off the top of that, and then it should start to fill back out as a nice tree again. Still got some of this wood to chop up yet. It's just, I don't know, it's just getting the time, because you just think, I don't know, I don't like rushing to do it, do you know what I mean? It's like, you just think, oh, right, tomorrow I'll cut the grass and I'll do this and I'll do that. And it's like, you know that you're going to get asked to do something, so you don't go and drag the mower out, because otherwise you'll only have to rush it, because you're going to get asked to go and do the shopping or whatever, so... That's just my take on it. I don't like being rushed. I like to do the job properly, that's the thing. That's probably one of my flaws, really. But I was just thinking the other day, actually, I've been looking at the design of some of these like windscreen clamps and what have you for phones, and you know, I don't like the way they hold the phones and stuff like that. Now this it's called, it's made by a firm called Zacro. I already own 2 of them. They're about £5 each on Amazon, and I've always got them in my watch list. I mean, they're cheap, they're cheerful. I've not had one fail on me yet, and I mean the oldest one's probably a good 1.5 years old. I think this is the oldest one here actually, or is it? No, the oldest one's in the car on that suction cup that I bought. But yeah, I've got this one here. This is a newer one, and you know, yeah, the springs creak on them and stuff like that. You know, they're not up there with the expensive ones like Manfrotto and stuff like that, but they do the job really well. So I was thinking that I might get a couple more of them and any sort of like of my suction cups that you know, because obviously they all bend at different angles and stuff like that, and some of them are better for different shots and that. So I was thinking of like cutting bits off them and fastening some of these to them and see how it goes. So it'd be worth a try. But I was going to really sort of think, because these go on a tripod mount. So I thought what I'd do is I'd try and fit a tripod thread into these suction cup mounts that I've got. So if I get around to it, I'll let you know how it got on. But yeah, I think this coming week I need to spend some time in the garden, but I've got a call to make about a job, which I'll probably do tomorrow morning and see how that goes. It might not come off yet, we'll see. But yeah, so I just want things to be on the up. Was it just was it? That was Dave on the Geek Noise channel. He just posted a picture on Instagram yesterday. He's got a Samsung 360 on a camera, you know, the 360 degree camera. I was thinking, you know, I've been thinking for a while I wouldn't mind a 360 camera, but they're all a bit on the dear side at the minute. Mind you, there's a few bits and pieces. There's always bits and pieces you want or fancy, isn't there? But yeah, I suppose I'll just keep bashing away at the Czech channel for now and see what lands. Oh, I noticed Gordon Keenan's put a video up as well. I know Darren Strezek's just put another one up today. I've just saw that one land in my sub box before, so I need to go and catch up on my subs, like I say. I've got a lot to watch. And Gordon Keenan's put one up. He's gone and got himself a Western Digital MyBook by the looks of things. 8 terabits, I believe. What's he trying to do? Do you need 8 terabits? So yeah, that'll be interesting. I'll go and see what he thinks of that as well. But because he doesn't put videos up very often, doesn't Gordon? But they're always worth a look. You get some interesting bits and pieces. So yeah, I'll have a look at that one as well. So I need to catch up, but I definitely need to start by getting on to like Robert Cooper's vlog, Darren's videos. I'll watch Gordon's, and then I might start working backwards from there and see how we get on tonight. After this, of course, has been, well, most of it's on and rendered, but I still need to sort of like do a bit of clipping and stitching and what have you. And then of course there's this bit here to put on, so it's just a case of see how it goes. But I'm still waiting to hear back about this car that I'm supposed to be getting as well, so I'll have to see how that goes. I seem to be waiting for a lot of things at the minute, actually. I just had a call before from my youngest daughter. They've had a major plumbing failure, which was wonderful. But I think they've sort of like sorted that to the point where it's safe enough to get by for the night, and then we'll probably need some new parts for tomorrow. So we'll have to see how that goes. A lot of bird activity. I'll tell you what was funny, but talking about bird activity, I went out, was it yesterday evening? It was, yeah, because I went out, I meant to mention that earlier, I went out with the wife. We went for a meal, actually. It's a few days late, but it was my mother's birthday the other day. She went to Liverpool to go and have a birthday meal with her family, like her sisters and her mother. And when she got back, she said she'd go for a meal with me, my brother and our wives. So yeah, so we had a meal out in one of the pubs in town, actually, and it's always been said that they do nice food, and I can confirm they do nice food. What was it? We went for, I mean, I wasn't expecting this. I mean, me and the wife said, because what it is, they do like things like, they'll do a steak or a mixed grill or something like that, and they're all around about £11–12 a plate, which, you know, it's you know, it's up there in the range for a nice pub meal. And but then they do a deal whereby if you get two the same, it's £15 for the two. Now that's a good deal. So me and the wife decided to get a mixed grillage. Well, the wife's plate turned up and I was like, oh. I mean, this plate was, it was an oval plate that was probably, it had to be 20 plus inches on the longest part of the oval. Probably, yeah, I would say it was somewhere between 20 inches and 2 foot, you know, and a bit narrower obviously the other way. And it was just loaded with meat, egg, your chips and tomatoes, and there was just so much on there. But yeah, I about managed mine. But yeah, it was a nice night out actually. But yeah, when I was going out to the car, there were some birds making a real noise in the tree above the car. And I thought, what's going on there? And I was looking, trying to peer through and see what was there, and there was like a couple of blackbirds and a couple of sparrows. And I thought, oh, they must be just squabbling with each other. And I was standing looking at them for, say, about, I don't know, maybe a minute or something like that, and all of a sudden something caught my eye, and I looked down, and a little black cat came running out of the hedge. So that's obviously what was upsetting them, being near their nests and that, you see. But it's quite a tight hedge that a cat would struggle to scramble up through it for the eggs, so it was obviously waiting to try and get one of the birds. But it obviously just got cold feet when it saw me standing there for that length of time, so but yeah, it was quite amusing that. But anyway, I am rambling now, guys, and I do have things to do, and I'm sure you guys do too. So I will wrap it up here, and I will let you know how things go next week. So do take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time, guys.